Welcome to the week ahead. Okay.
All right.
Time for a game.
Okay, let's play again.
Okay. Acronyms.
Okay.
Three characters.
Sure.
Three letters.
Sure.
Three letters. Three
Okay.
letters.
Hit me. T. S. A.
What do you have?
Territory-wide.
Territory-wide.
Assessment.
Yeah, system assessment.
System assessment. Territory-wide system assessment. I guess TWSA.
Okay, system is the
them.
school system.
School system.
And for those who didn't know, Hong Kong has this territory-wide system assessment.
Yep.
And basically all the school have to opt in.
Yes.
Unless they explicitly
opt out.
And primary school, kids or P3, what we call.
Yep.
And then P6. And then Form 3.
Yes, they got to write an exam.
Secondary school. Yeah. And so they have all the school have to write the same exam.
Yeah.
And then the school as a whole will be assessed.
Yeah.
And then the kids, parents, basically said this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because instead of assessing the school is just keep piling up homework.
It's training to the exam, as it were.
Yep.
Yeah, just for the sake of the exam.
Yep.
Because it's a reflection of the teachers. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, of course,
the school.
Of the school.
And possibly.
Which is, of course, the administration and the teachers.
And for some schools, also about funding.
Ah, okay, so there's money tied to this.
Yeah, and for some school,
right,
it is worse than funding. It relates to their survival.
Right.
Ah.
Okay. Because the old system was, if your classes got too small, then the government would shut you down.
Yep.
Right?
But they still have this assessor system.
Still have it.
Yeah.
Yes. Enforcement is a little dodgy because every time they're ready to shut a school down, there's a big like, oh no, and then they kind of fudge their way through to keeping it open for a few more years. And Harper Times, we wrote, geez, this must have been more than a year ago, we wrote a story about how there was a deal done where some of the best schools agreed to limit the number of students they were taking. Like, teachers are always want smaller classes, less work, right? And then that had the chain effect of kind of pushing kids down the chain to keep more kids in the worst schools. So all these deals about it. But the TSA, the idea, of course, is to find out how qualified the students are, right? And the teachers, of course, they want to look good because, of course, the results come back for the school. And I don't know, can you get the results class by class? Does the principal get to see which of his teachers are...
The government said they are not known.
So just the school.
Yeah.
But of course the principal is going to hammer down on the teachers to make sure they get the best possible results, and then the teachers...
You won't get individual results.
As they say, it flows downhill.
Yeah.
So it's going to go for the principal, hammers down on the teachers hammer down on the kids, and this is what the parents don't like.
Oh, yes.
You know, why are my kids spending so much time on something that doesn't affect their marks?
And then the Education Bureau is arguing that a lot of the more developed system are using the same system. It's not. It's not the same system.
It's not the same system.
Because we don't have the same types of headmaster. We don't have the same types of teachers who won't hammer down.
Right. Yeah. But that's the whole point, is to find out what the differences are. So here's the question then. You have to have a means of assessing how good the school is and how the teachers are doing. That's what people think. They think you have to have a means of assessing, right? I think the old system, where if the school shrinks, because we do have a declining student population, if the school shrinks, that means people don't want their kids to go there, right? And in effect, it's allowing the parents to choose. You know, these government tests are having these unintended consequences of having teachers training kids for tests.
Yeah, I think this is a ridiculous system.
Yeah, no,
if this becomes what it becomes.
Now, so my kids have both written these tests, right? Because I go to a local school. I'm not aware that they actually train them for those tests at this particular school. Like, I understand other schools are doing that. My kids said it was super easy. To be honest, they missed it one year because the Vancouver Canucks made the playoffs, and I took them out of school for the morning to watch hockey. Oh, no, it was the Olympics. Canada-US, come on. That's a good reason, and frankly, it was the day of the Chinese test, so they were probably quite happy to have my kids, like, absent on that day watching it. They want them there for the English part, but they don't want them there for the Chinese part.
Oh,
so anyhow,
but the question is, if you
don't have the test,
see what you just said.
Yeah,
it's the problem.
Everybody's gaming the system. You have a system, people will game it.
Yeah, what you just said is that what people are doing gaming it.
So now, like, the latest thing is, Jasper Tsang was commenting on this, and he said, oh, well, we have to, the test is okay, but we want to make sure that teachers don't train for the test. How do you stop that? I mean, how do you stop teachers? The teachers are like, no, really. If we don't do well on this thing, my butt is on the line. How do you stop them from training the kids for the test? When they know they have a
there
stake in the
are
results.
several ways. There
Okay.
are several ways.
Yeah.
Well, there's one way, I think it's the right way,
Okay. Which
is that the school, all levels,
Yeah. Yeah.
from primary 1 to primary 6,
Yeah.
Form 1 to Form 6, the school have to submit
Has to
all
submit-
their examination papers and to the Education Bureau.
That's a lot of paper.
Yes, to assess, or a soft copy,
Yeah.
to assess the level of the exam.
Like, not just the marks.
Not just the mark.
The actual paper.
The system. How do you going to test your students?
That's a lot of bureaucracy.
Well,
I mean, mountains and mountains of it. Can you imagine?
yeah, I know. I mean, go ahead and do your own assessment,
yeah.
and don't put the pressure on the
teachers.
school.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a full assessment,
Yeah.
assess the test paper, assess
Yeah.
the examination paper.
You know, I can see somebody in the Department of Education right now saying, "Oh, I could triple the size of my department." You know, they love it. Bureaucrats love to expand their departments. That's pretty
so
straight.
in
the
a way,
question
it's a
is-
win-win. That's
Yeah.
what you said.
But the question is, how do you assess teachers without having them game the system? That's
Yeah. If
well
you-
nigh impossible.
Yeah.
If there is a system, it will be gamed.
Yeah.
And the kids are
There's
bearing the
another
brunt.
way.
Yeah.
You can basically randomly sponsor the students
Right.
to take internationally recognized exam.
Which they do.
Sponsor
the PISA tests.
Yeah, but sponsor them.
Yeah.
You randomly pick them, you sponsor them, and see what happens.
Okay, but they do that right now anyways, don't they, for the PISA exams?
Yeah, but not all the
The
students.
ones that get those global rankings of how countries do it.
but not all the students, not all the schools.
Ah, okay.
So let's say, for example,
So it's kind of like spot checks.
yeah,
You're saying spot checks is a way to do it.
yeah, let's take 3 students from each class and sponsor them to take it.
Do you know what? Here, I'm going to tell you something really weird. You would probably make it worse, and here's why. You're familiar with the psychology experiments?
Yep.
Where they put a rat in a box,
Yep.
and if he presses the lever and food
Yep.
comes out, he only eats when he's hungry.
Yep.
If he presses the lever and nothing comes out, he stops pressing the lever. But if food comes out sometimes but not others and it's unpredictable, the rat will obsessively
obsessively.
press the lever.
So you mean that the teachers will
obsessively drill the kids for the exam
Every single
that may
one.
or may not come. Yeah, that's what you'd get like that, I bet.
I know, but at least it's a fairer system.
A fairer system, so...
Because some of the schools are going to drill it, some of the schools are not going to drill it. But if
Right.
it is a random assessment,
Yeah.
and if you start sponsoring it,
Right, so
see?
the school is going to have to pay for it.
yeah, if you're sponsoring, the school didn't have to pay for it.
Well, then, like your system with doing the papers, I think there's efficiency trade-offs.
Yeah.
There's efficiency trade-offs.
Yeah,
like, that may be fair, but,
I'm going
We'll
for
have
a fairer system.
Yeah.
And there's also one more thing, is to, there's Education Bureau assessors to each school, right?
Yeah.
You train the assessors. And you evaluate the assessors.
Yeah, and I think they do that, don't they? They send people into the classroom, they sit there and watch how you teach the class.
yeah.
That's another way of doing it.
Yeah.
Which is quite okay.
You find outside assessors to
But
justify
frankly,
the
frankly,
Education Bureau assessors.
Yeah, assessors are the assessors. Oh, good lord. Yeah.
I'm just
listen,
laying out options
Yeah,
other than the
it's-
TSA.
It's complicated, and nobody's come up with a magic system yet. Except, of course, the Finns. Who's supposedly the best system in the world, but maybe we can talk about that another day.
All right. Okay.
All right, so the TSA's out there, very much hotly debated, and it is, but, there has to be a way to measure schools and teachers. Well, no, sorry. People think there has to be a way to measure schools and teachers, but I still think the way where you let the parents decide and put the pressure on the schools is the best system.
The voucher
Maybe you
system.
don't. A voucher system. Maybe you don't need an assessment at all. Let the parents put their money with their
All right.
parents.
Assessment. Keep
All
up for
right.
today.
You bet.
Cheers.
Cheers.